Sens Talk is proud to be powered by Ottawa Interlock Repair for the 2025-26 Sens season. For all your interlock needs, visit interlockrepair.com. Sens win 7-1 over the Boston Bruins. 14 goals in the last two games for your Ottawa Senators as they win 3 games in a row, get back above 500, and blow out yet another team, that being the Boston Bruins. Your Ottawa Senators are back, baby! A massive win tonight for your Sens from beginning to end, complete 60 minutes, other than the first 5 minutes when the Bruins striked first. Yet again, first goal on the first shot for the Bruins against Ottawa as usual. For the 8th time in 10 games this year, Ottawa has given up the opening goal. But after that, it was all Ottawa Senators and Leevi Meriläinen. Maryland Sanity is back, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk about him in the game notes, but he stood tall throughout this one. Didn't have to, face too many high-danger chances. But when he did, he came up clutch and made the big save. Now going into this game, interesting lineup decision, that being Ullmark was a scratch. Probably thinking to yourself, what the hell, why is Linus Ullmark a scratch? Don't worry, it's not a disaster. They're just giving him a full day of rest. So Hunter Shepard was called up, Leevi Meriläinen started, but Ullmark will start tomorrow against Chicago for a late start at 8:45. So because of that, they're giving him the full day off for this one. He's also started 5 games in a row going into this game, so it does make a lot of sense. So like I already said, the Bruins, 5 minutes in, scored on their first shot, but after that, Meriläinen really settled in, and the Ottawa Senators took care of business. That first goal, though, hold on. Bum, 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 bum. Best theme song in sports. Okay, so let's get into the game recap, shall we? You've waited long enough. So, as I already said multiple times, 4 minutes in, the Bruins strike first on the first shot of the game. Manapala with a bad pass. Zetterlund cannot, corral that pass. And the Sens, for the 8th time in 10 games this year, allow the first goal. However, 6 minutes later, Drake Batherson with his 3rd goal in the last 4 periods on the rebound, on the power play, to tie this game up at 1-1, to make it a 1-1 game after 20 minutes of play. What a response there for the Ottawa Senators. That power play tonight, holy cow, we'll talk about it as this game recap continues, was firing on all cylinders. After 20 minutes of play, the shots were 11-9 in favor of Ottawa, and attempts 25-17 in favor of Ottawa as well. Now, before we get into the second period of play, I want to give a quick shout out to Dylan Puckniak and Keller Williams Sports and Entertainment for sponsoring Sens Talk, as Sens Talk is proudly presented by Dylan Puckniak, Ottawa's exclusive realtor with Keller Williams Sports and Entertainment. Providing a bilingual real estate service that serves the Ottawa-Gatineau community, Dylan Puckniak is also specialized in supporting professional athletes that come and go in our city, providing a service that takes care of the people at the highest level. For realtor experience puts you and your needs first. Visit dylanpuckniak.kw.com. That's dylanpuckniak.kw.com to find out more today. Again, thank you to Dylan Puckniak and Keller Williams Sports and Entertainment for sponsoring Sens Talk. So let's get to the second period of play. And 90 seconds in, Ottawa comes out firing. It's I'm Michael Amadio. His pass goes off Claude Giroux, who's literally facing the other way. The net's here, he's here, it goes off his skate and in. He doesn't even know it goes into the net, but it does, and Ottawa takes the lead. It's a 2-1 game. Claude Giroux, what a game for him tonight. He was all over it. He was absolutely flying, and it is very deserved that he gets a goal there to give Ottawa the lead. It's a 2-1 game. Michael Amadio as well with his 2nd point in the last 3 games, and the Sens suddenly are leading by a goal. And I just have to say this real quick, about Claude Giroux and Michael Amadio and Shane Pinto for that matter. That third line this year has been so good. Amadio offensively does need to pick it up. He hasn't had many points other than in the last few games. But Claude Giroux, nearly a point per game pace. Shane Pinto, way more than a point per game pace, as we all know. So having a third line that can, shut down the opposing team and score at will, what an undervalued asset that is. It really needs to be said. Your top 6 is firing on all cylinders right now, as we all know, and we'll talk about in this video. But having a third line, you have a first wave of Timmy Stu and Bath, a second wave of Cousins and whatnot, and then a third wave of, Pinto, Giroux. I mean, that is ridiculous. And then a fourth line as well of Lars Eller and Zetterlund. I mean, my goodness. Every single line for your Ottawa Senators feasibly could put the puck into the back of the net. So we continue on to the second period of play, and Ottawa is dominating. They are controlling this game, and while the Bruins, did lead in shots when it was all said and done, weirdly enough, Ottawa led in high danger opportunities by nearly more than double. They led in nearly every single important stat, obviously including the scoreboard, and they just honestly, in this game, I didn't feel like Boston really had a chance to win it. I think against Washington, for example, it was kind of similar. The last 2 games for Ottawa, they've shut down their opponents, obviously offensively, but defensively too. Yes, the Bruins had a couple of chances, and Meriläinen and Maryland Sandy turned them away. But Ottawa overwhelmingly had the chances, and more so, did not give up any chances, really. So defensively, they look strong, and then offensively, it doesn't get better than back-to-back touchdown performances, which was actually basically history. We'll talk about that in the game notes, though, because the offense continues in the final 5 minutes or so of the second period play after an aggressive forecheck by Fabian Zetterlund and the Ottawa Senators, and the Sens forecheck has been really ferocious the last few games, which of course isn't shocking considering that's the Ottawa Senators style of play, and is resulting in many, many goals going to the back of the net for Ottawa as well. An aggressive forecheck by Fabian Zetterlund leads to Lars Eller picking up the puck from behind the net, setting up Batherson in the slot, who puts it home for his second of the night. They give Ottawa a 2-goal lead. It's a 3-1 game. Ottawa has back-to-back multi-goal games from a forward. Last game, it was Batherson and Cousins. This game, it's Batherson again and another forward, which we'll talk about in a few minutes here. But Ottawa leads by 2, 3-1 after 40 minutes of play. Drake Batherson, don't let this guy get hot. Do not let this guy get hot. If Drake Batherson gets going, watch out NHL. Frankly, Cousins at a point-per-game pace. Batherson, 4 goals in the last, 2 games. Tim Stützle, we'll talk about him later. The boys are firing on all cylinders, and when this team gets going, it's really, really hard to stop them. Now, one thing I wanted to mention about baseball, go Jays. They're literally in the 7th inning right now, tie game, so hopefully they can pull out a win and take the lead back in the series. So shout out to Blue Jays. But the Sens had the game on during the intermission. Really cool moment. Alejandro Kirk, what a beauty he is, with an absolute nuke to give the Blue Jays the lead. The Sens fans in the crowd were watching during the intermission. They reacted accordingly. Really, really cool moment to see some Sens fans, cheer for Canada's team. So let's go to the third period of play. And less than a minute in, Tim Stützle walks in off a great pass by Drake Batherson and rips it past Swayman. What a bullet. And Ottawa leads 4-1 on yet another power play goal. This one just 5 seconds into the man advantage. Back-to-back 3-point games as well for Drake Batherson. And the Sens are up 4-1. Holy moly. Tim Stützle, he scored 1. Let's make it 2. 9 minutes later, he deflects a Sanderson shot on, yes, a power play goal to make it a 5-1 game for Ottawa. As the Sens power play goes 3-4-4 yet again. Sanderson as well quietly picks up his 3rd assist of the night. And it's all Ottawa, baby. It's 5-1 Sanders. But you know what? Just like we saw against Washington, 3 goals in under 3 minutes. Let's see it again, as guess what? Nick Cousins, a minute or so later, makes it 6-1 Senators. He picks up the rebound right up front of Swayman. He had 4 Bruins all looking at him, doing literally nothing. The aura of Nick Cousins, I guess, was too much to defend against as he slides it 5-hole. They give Ottawa a 6-1 lead as first liner Nick Cousins, to the Twitter scouts is what he's doing, with back-to-back games with a goal for him. Tim Stützle as well picks up his 3rd point of the night as Ottawa leads 6-1. Nick Cousins, I love ya! This is unbelievable. And frankly, again, as I said in my last video, he has offensive abilities, 100 points or so in his last WHL year. Again, the first-line experiment for Nick Cousins is absolutely working, and maybe this is why Travis Green and these guys in the NHL are in the NHL and we are not. Just saying. A couple minutes later, Fabian Zetterlund, he needed this one, hammers home a one-time shot to make it a 7-1 game on yet another power play goal. Yes, the power play scored yet again, the 4th of the night, and it's his 1st of the year. He really needed that one. His reaction says it all. He was fired up to get that goal. Blocker shot on the one-time shot. What a shot as well. Zets really, really needed that one. Great to see. So happy for him. I think he can still turn it around this year. There's still plenty of hockey left. He's got great skill. He's got a great shot, as we just saw. And, hopefully this kind of gets the monkey off his back and gets him going. So, a great moment there for Fabian Zetterlund, who desperately needed something like that. Let's fast forward now to the final 10 seconds. Ottawa at that point just had the game on lock. They scored multiple goals in the 3rd period. How many more can they score, right? Well, the Bruins said, we're going to score 1 more. In the dying 10 seconds, the Bruins make it a 5-goal deficit to make it a 7-2 game. But you know what? Who gives a damn? We're going to move on from that. We're not even going to talk about it. As your Sens win 7-2, not 7-1. I just realized at the beginning of the video I said 7-1. Sorry. 7-2 over the Boston Bruins. See, such a forgettable moment there in the final 10 seconds. And don't let that, last second goal for the Bruins distract you from the fact that Leevi Meriläinen had a fantastic game. Stopped 27-29. A big bounce back performance there for Leevi Meriläinen. In his last game against Buffalo, didn't go so great, right? So it's great to see him, get some confidence back, show that, yes, he's an NHL goaltender. Yes, he's capable of winning games for Ottawa. And yes, last year was not a fluke. A big performance there for him and for the naysayers. So great to see from Mr. Maryland Sanity himself. Now, the Sens in the last 2 games have scored 14 goals. Absolutely berserk. 2 touchdowns, all right? 2 touchdowns. That's the first time since 1993 the Ottawa Senators have done that. That is absolutely insanity. And says it all. This offense right now is firing on all cylinders. Now, I just want to finish off the video on a really high note here. The Sens special teams in the first 5 games, look at your screen right now, not so great. Powerplay 4 for 18. The penalty kill was basically at a 50% clip. But the last 5 games, holy cow. Powerplay nearly at a 50% clip. Penalty kill at nearly 84% clip. I mean, the Sens powerplay right now is at 35% total. Best in the National Hockey League. Like last year, we have a very, very good power play. Top 5 last year. This year, top 1 so far. So the power play got us this win, but don't forget about the penalty kill, who yet again tonight had a very, very good game, just like the other night against Washington. So with that, a big win for your Ottawa Senators. They play again tomorrow against Chicago, a late one, 8:45 in the Windy City. So with that, I'll see you all tomorrow night when Ottawa hopefully makes it 4 in a row and looks to make it 6-4-1 on the year. With that, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all soon. Go Sens, go.